The news day continues here on One News Now. I'm Angela Lagunzad. The Philippine Coast Guard has rescued 5 Japanese crew members following a maritime accident in Calapan Oriental, Mindoro. The PCG said their ship, identified as MV Catriona, was supposedly en route from Japan to Davao, but it got accidentally damaged, causing the vessel to take on water and tilt around 6:30 a.m. today. Authorities eventually confirmed that the 5 Japanese crew members are in good physical condition. Meanwhile, the remains of the Cessna 206 crash victims in Isabela are currently being retrieved by authorities. Isabela PIO spokesperson Joshua Hapina told One News that rains slowed down the retrieval operations. The team arrived at the crash site at 8 a.m. today, where they will recover the bodies of the pilot and 5 passengers. Hapinat added that the bodies will be carried down to Divilacan town as soon as possible. Authorities located the plane on Thursday, over a month since it went missing. We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Angela Lagunzad. Authorities unveil the online conversations of suspects behind the killing of Adamson University student John Matthew Salilig. Marlene Alcaide with the report.
The 7 suspects in the hazing death of Adamson University student John Matthew Salilig were heavily guarded as they undergo the Justice Department's preliminary investigation into the case. Some of the suspects submitted a counter affidavit, while others asked for an extension. The DOJ is set to decide whether the case should be elevated to the courts. The NBI has meanwhile shared copies of some of the online conversations among members of the Tau Gamma Phi fraternity. It was on February 17th when the group started planning for the welcoming rites for neophytes. They eventually agreed to hold the initiation rites in Binian, Laguna. The group even varnished the paddles that they will eventually be used for the hazing. All fraternity members were even obligated to assist in the preparations. These include the victim, John Matthew. The initiation rites started evening of February 18th. The group chat was quiet for a while when the hazing started. But members of the chat started messaging and calling each other again when Salilig's body began to weaken. One of the members gave advice on how to handle the situation, but they say he might just be making excuses. From Binian, Salilig was transferred to Parañaque at the house of one of the fraternity members. Because of Salilig's weak state, someone advised the group to bite the victim's nail. Another said that Salilig may have to be taken to the hospital, but another replied negative. A few moments later, Salilig lost his life. The last update of a member was that Salilig's body has gone cold. The next day, someone asked to have their conversations deleted, and following that, the frat members began speaking with each other only via call. One of their plans to dispose Salilig's body was to throw it into an open canal in Cavite. But once they decided on the final plan of burying him in a vacant lot, members started leaving the group chat one by one. According to the lawyer of alias Void, his client was only forced to join the initiation rites.
Dinibdiban siya nung pag-suggest na dadalhin sa hospital. May nagsabi din sa kanya na kung hindi mag-cooperate, ikaw isusunod namin.
Justice Secretary Boying Remulla says around 6 other suspects wish to surrender. The NBI is expected to file complaints next week. For News 5, Marlene Alcaide, we are One News.
Let's now take a quick look at other stories we're watching. President Bongbong Marcos backs proposals to integrate voter education into the K-12 curriculum. Marcos Jr. says this will encourage students to cast an informed vote to the leaders of the society. Meralco will charge higher generation rates this month, following a minimal reduction in February. Households consuming 200 kilowatt per hour may see an increase of around 109 pesos in their electricity bills. And a social weather station survey shows that nearly half of Filipinos are expecting a better economy this year. The figure, though, is 2 points lower from the result of a similar survey conducted in October last year. And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us later at 2 p.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. I'm Angela Lagunzad. We are One News.